Welcome. Venus retrograde is happening in 2015 from July 25th through September 8th. There are a few weeks before that and a few weeks after that where Venus is going to be in shadow period. So we may see some similarities, some things starting, rising, finishing up in that shadow period as well. Therefore, this reading may extend on to its shadow period. I wanted to do this little introduction to say a little bit about what Venus retrograde is. First of all, Venus is the planet that governs over beauty, values, love. And so when it is going retrograde, it is going through a revisal phase. It's moving backwards, it's reevaluating things, changing things around, tweaking things from the past and our current situation to make it better for the next cycle when Venus goes direct. So I will be talking in this reading about those areas specifically: money, self-value, self-worth, values, and love, as well as beauty. I want to recommend for anyone who has their birth chart and knows their moon and Venus sign that you choose the video of your moon sign and the one of your Venus sign to listen to. But if you don't have that information, or you just don't want to and you'd rather listen to your sun sign, go for it, go ahead. Depending on how deep you want to go, how much information you want from the readings, you could listen to the moon sign video, the one for your rising sign, as well as Venus and the sun. It just depends on how much you want, how much time you want to spend, and how much you want to hear, because I think there are going to be bits of information for you in all of those. Alright, so thanks for listening to the introduction. Here we go. Hi Sagittarius. So I'm going to start by just doing a quick overview look at the season of Venus retrograde, and then I'm going to get into more specifics and do 2 cards for money, 2 cards for love, 2 cards for our values, 2 cards for self-value, self-worth, self-esteem, and 2 cards for beauty. And then I have an additional 2 cards from a different deck that I'll talk about a little later before I do it. Okay, here we go. Wow. Okay. You have the Mind card, possibilities, and laziness. So I think some things that are going to be coming up during this Venus retrograde are going to be related to your values and where your energy is going, how in line with your values you are, and I think you're going to be getting some opportunities may come in form of challenges or experiences, but some opportunities to adjust things in relation to your outlook, the way your mind is, your thoughts, belief structures, and this overload here. This system, you can see this is all a man-made system inside this man's head. It's all machine, and there's a bunch of intricate parts, and so eventually it's not a very efficient system as is, we're letting off a lot of smoke up here, heat. But eventually, these parts are going to get worn down. Things are going to break. So with the possibilities card also on the table, I think you're going to be, if you're open and aware, you're going to be presented with alternative ways of doing things that will make you feel more free, that are more enlivening, that are more lively, and make you feel free and happier. So I think it's about that, and also about, there's a laziness card is an emotion card, and so I think perhaps for some of you there's a lesson on the table about looking at where you're being emotionally lazy or spiritually lazy, unwilling to or on aware of how to kind of cleanse yourself emotionally and freshen your energies up. This also is apt to be for some people a revisal of how you're relating to others in ways where you're able to do for yourself, to take care of yourself, fend for yourself, but you're relying on other people to do that, maybe hurting some of your relationships with others and with yourself. And so you're going to be asked to start growing out of that, start being more responsible for your own well-being, whether that's emotional, spiritual, on a physical realm, what have you, and less dependent on others. So I think in a large part this phase is about exploring possibilities as well of how you might want to make changes to better your life. Okay, so I'll move on to the specifics here. Money, love, values, self-value, beauty. Wow, very interesting, okay? This is cool. Your cards, more than any of the spreads that I've done so far, are connecting within the categories. So here we have money, you have the totality card, and you have the trust card. The commonality, the common theme here is moving through the sky and trust. Because with this card, the acrobat is having to trust the people she is working with, so that, trust that they're not going to abandon her and let her fall in order to perform these tricks. So for some of you, I think this is largely going to be about working through apprehensions that you've had, some fears that you've had about going all in some way, committing yourself fully and being fully present in the moment when it comes to money situations, whether that's about your job, how you make money, if this is about starting a new business venture or career, on your own. Perhaps you're starting your own business. It's got a very strong element of trusting yourself and the universe and life, and also trusting other people, trusting others perhaps that you work with or that you're partnering with. This can be about other things besides work and starting a business having to do with money. This can be about giving money or giving out a loan of some sort. You may be working through some trust issues with that during this Venus retrograde period. Trusting your own intuition about things, trusting other people. This can be about investments, making investments, retirement investments, all kinds of investments. So I think that's the area where you're apt to be presented with the most opportunities, challenges, experiences to sort through this stuff in relation to money and the lesson and what's being asked of you. And I get the message here that when it comes to money, both give and take, acquiring money and any area of your life that has to do with that, as well as giving money, how you spend money. There's a very strong message here that's asking you to find ways to be able to trust in yourself with totality. So when you're indecisive and it sort of feels right, sort of doesn't, you sort of want to do this, you sort of don't, to really get in touch with your heart center, allow yourself to feel what you're feeling and be connected to your personal truth, your inner truth, accepting it, allowing it to be, and from there moving into making decisions based on what your soul and your heart are telling you. And like I said, lessons around learning to trust source, life itself, and other people. So if you find that your heart, your soul are wanting you to do something, but you're having a fear, or maybe I can't trust anyone else, I want to start this business, I don't want to do all the work myself, I'm going to need partners, but I'm afraid to trust anyone. So I think that's what's asking to be worked out. Anything you can do to help sort these things out is favored. Also, I want to remind people that Venus retrograde is not necessarily a good time to make big decisions about any of these areas here. It's a much better time to think about it, to ponder, to work, to do some editing, revising of the past, and kind of brainstorm ideas. Okay, then to start something fresh and new. In love, you have the Creator, and you have the 7 card, which is stress. Both of these are fire cards relating to action. I'm feeling like the message with this is when you become stressed out, you're feeling burdened, weighed down emotionally or otherwise, in relation to your romantic relationship, your love life, your significant other, or if you're single, if you become stressed out about having to do it all on your own, or wanting a partner and it not coming, the right partner not coming right now. The message is to allow yourself to step away from the stress and relax, but also this is very much about the solar plexus and the 3rd chakra, where we feel empowerment, where we have emotions stored, our emotion center. So it's about strengthening this center and being in touch with it, strengthening it, healing it. When it's healthy, we feel a genuine sense of empowerment, power, with love. It's not the type of energy that is where you feel powerful because you have dominated somebody, you've stepped on top of other people, and you win. That's when the solar plexus and the third chakra are out of balance or weak, when they're not healthy. So it's about finding ways to heal this energy so that you can have a genuine feeling of confidence, self-worth, self-esteem. And that's going to make your relationships better. It's going to make them go smoother, less stress involved in them. Also, if you're single and you're wanting a relationship, it's going to help you attract the right person with less stress and tension and any problems coming up in dating and so forth. Okay. So then we move on to values, and you have two major arcana cards. Major arcana cards indicate that this is a big step, big life lesson, change. It's not like changing something small. It's changing patterns that have been in place for a long time, that kind of thing, bigger picture stuff. You have the breakthrough card, and you have completion. Okay. So I'm thinking that your values are probably going to change over your awareness. It can be that, like what we used to really value, where our values used to lie, they change, and so what we used to value and find really important in the past, that's not true anymore. Now we have different values, different things that are really important to us. And I'm thinking that this is a message that for a lot of you, you're coming to the completion of an old phase, and you're going to have some sort of breakthrough of change. And this can be about the lesson here can be about allowing yourself to become consciously aware of where and how your values have changed and what they are currently, and how you can align yourself with them in your daily actions, align yourself with your true values. This card it's really a breakthrough or a breakdown card. And the energy is built up to a point where there's either going to be an explosion or an implosion. The things are going to change in that manner. When you're in a lot of resistance, it could become like an implosion. It could be very uncomfortable, a lot of confusion and suffering to get through before, it's like being dragged, okay, instead of walking on with your own free will. So, trying to allow yourself to experience this, maybe doing some journaling, allow yourself to become aware of where your values may have changed, and try not to feel too guilty about it. Just releasing resistance where you can, to becoming aware of your truth and changing in that way. And then we have self-values, and with this we have morality card, and we have the beyond illusion card. Okay, this is really cool. It may be for some of you that you've been really stuck in mental thinking, programmed concepts of what is right, what is wrong, and you have been getting your concept of your self-value and your self-worth from how well you stack up to your concept of what is right and what is moral. Ideally, we want to, what's healthiest is to love ourselves unconditionally, okay? Not based on some condition, like the one I just stated. So I think what's coming up for you is challenges, experiences, so forth, to shake this up, and opportunities for you to let go of this, to find a deeper truth that your value isn't based on externals, on things like that. Your value is I can't think of the word, but you're a child of the universe. You are worthy, and you have value. It's not based on a moral guidance system of, and especially someone else's, that's been imposed on you. Beyond illusion also has to do with questioning what is possible and what is not possible. So this could be that you're moving from, or you're being asked to move from a very logical, black or white, right, wrong, rigid way of thinking about your value and finding self-worth, self-confidence, self-esteem, especially with this card being over here in relationships. I think this is definitely an important piece of the puzzle for you. And moving more into a spiritual world where you're able to connect deeper, to go deeper, connect deeper with the universe, with nature, with spiritual concepts, the dream world, and other aspects of your being than just what you do on a material plane and how it is viewed, right, wrong, etc., into the deeper reasons for why things are going on, and spiritual. I just see it being really spiritual for you, so you might want to, I think that stuff's going to be coming up naturally. You're going to be presented with opportunities, challenges, experiences, etc., to pull you in this direction. But if you want to, embrace the current and jump in anyway, doing things like meditation, exploring different things of what's possible, out-of-body experiences, all kinds of things like this are possibilities where you could turn your focus. All right, and then we have beauty, which you have the consciousness card for, and you have aloneness, which is a major arcana card. Aloneness is not about necessarily being alone and lonely. It's about finding sanctuary a lot of times. It's about finding your connection source and finding out that you're never truly alone. When you have yourself, there's a lot there. It's finding beauty and contentment and happiness when you're by yourself, on your own. And I think that for a number of you, that is where you're going to find the greatest beauty during this Venus retrograde, is when you're going inward, doing meditations, things of that nature, exploring the expansiveness of the universe, and expanding your consciousness, your awareness. When you're perhaps out in nature by yourself, when you're going on spiritual journeys by yourself, some sort of Yeah, some sort of solitude. If you are thinking about doing some sort of beauty modification that would isolate you from other people, as far stretched as this is the message that's coming in for me. If you're part of, like a bikers club, for example, you have a motorcycle and you're part of a bikers club and you're thinking, I kind of want to sell this thing and drive a red hot rod because I really like, red hot rods, that type of thing. You might want to go deeper and maybe hold off until Venus is direct again before making any decisions like that. If you're, just any way that would isolate you, apply more consciousness rather than just acting on impulse to that. And like I said, you might want to wait until Venus is direct again. Venus retrograde is, generally speaking, not the best time. It's not generally recommended to make permanent or hard to reverse changes in regards to beauty, so your physical appearance or the beauty of your home or office or car. Not a good time to go sell all of your clothes and buy a completely new wardrobe. And for you, especially if that's going to like isolate you from your friends or something, you dress really preppy and all of a sudden, you're feeling like you want to dye your hair black and get a tattoo on your face type of thing. It's just that we're looking at things differently right now, and once Venus goes direct again, you may regret your decision. And so things that are permanent and hard to take back are not recommended. It's better to wait until the energies change. Okay, so now I'm going to draw 2 cards from the White Eagle Medicine Wheel deck. And these cards are mainly animal totems. There are also some grandmother advice cards, grandfather advice cards, or message cards, and 4 other totems. But the message I've been giving all of the signs, and I have for you as well with this, is that these cards that come up, and especially when they're animals, you can go beyond just this reading with them. They are presenting themselves to be a friend to you through this period of time, to be a guide or a helper. So some ideas, things you can do beyond listening to this reading if you want to work with them. You can research the species, find out about them, see if any messages pop out at you. You may wish to draw them or have some sort of statue representation of them around your home. You might want to do a animal guided meditation. They have those available, probably online. Or talk to them as spirit guides, ask some questions. Okay. Here we go. Okay. You have hummingbird. Woo! Flying right off. Hummingbird and hawk reversed. And for these, I'm just going to read right out of the booklet what it says about them. Alright. Hummingbird. Hummingbird means you have the magic of a joyful heart. You know how to weave positive patterns for yourself and those around you. Let this become a dance of joy and delight, love and appreciation for all that is beautiful. Others need your lightness and movement. It helps them to change and learn to laugh. Live life to the fullest. Hummingbird knows the secrets of music, sound, and vibration. Enrich your sensitivity to healing sounds through beautiful music and the gentle sounds of nature. It's beautiful. Okay, now we have Hawk reversed. Hawk reversed may mean that you're failing. Hawk reversed may mean that you are failing to see important matters clearly. Be keen-sighted about the smaller things in life that you may have overlooked. Consider your health and weight. You can't take off with Hawk if you're carrying too much baggage, which could include mental or emotional stress. Take care how you use Hawk's beak and claws. Do not use your power or energy to damage people. Finally, Hawk tells you not to allow dullness of spirit to blight your life. Hawk can help you to fly out of your body on vision journeys, to gather in knowledge from the unseen worlds. This can awaken latent psychic abilities, but these should be used with humility and care. Do not fly so high above your fellow beings that you begin to feel superior. Self-awareness is the key. Just love how these cards have been popping up and elaborating on other things in the readings. So that is so cool, talking about the spirit journey. And what I wanted to point out with this card was the mention about take care how you use Hawk's beak and claws. Do not use your power or energy to damage people. That is really a third chakra, solar plexus issue, something that occurs when those areas are unhealthy, out of balance, or insufficient, blocked, and so forth. So doing some energy clearing of those areas, I would highly recommend that, and working with that energy, because it's been verified here as well. Okay, thanks Sagittarius.